Hey guys, it's Kevin Lawton with the New Warehouse Podcast. I'm here at the Resonant Link booth for our Power Talk series in collaboration with them. And I am joined by Jonathan Briggs here of Nimble. And we're going to talk a little bit about Nimble, learn about what they're up to, and also what he's excited about in automation and what the future of Nimble looks like as well, even though they're kind of already in the future, I would say. But Jonathan, tell us a little bit about Nimble and what it is that you do.
So at our core, we're an AI and a robotics company.
Right.
Started as pick and place robotics. We've morphed into automated storage and retrieval systems.
Right.
And then basically have two parallel paths of how we generate income. One is people will put their product in our warehouses and we operate as a 3PL that is powered by all of this AI and robotics and technology that we're talking about. And then we are now in the journey of taking that same technology, and for brands that are vertically integrated running their own warehouses, we will deploy and sell systems into their warehouses. So ultimately we're working with brands, whether they put their product in our warehouse or we put ours in theirs, just really depends on them and what they really are trying to buy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's such an interesting model too, because it's like you're your own proving ground basically, and you're developing all this automation and then putting it into play. In actuality, it's not just a demo center. You're actually doing 3PL work. You're actually fulfilling orders with your solutions, and I think that's a great way to kind of prove everything out and then be able to deploy that for other customers too, which makes a ton of sense. So as you look at that, I'm sure you're kind of looking to see, what are some of the trends, what's very interesting. You're here at MODEX and you go to a lot of shows too, so I know you're always kind of keeping top of mind. So I'm curious to know, like, when you look at the automation landscape, I think what is most exciting for you right now?
Well, obviously I'm bullish on what we do, right? Automated storage and retrieval, I think, is going to really take off. And the reason I think that and say that is it's one of the few technologies that does not only optimizing of the people in the warehouse, it's optimizing the warehouse in itself. Yeah. So over the last 10 years, most of the automation has forced you to run a larger building, take on more square feet, which early days not that big of a deal, right? Square footage was super cheap for a while. Yeah. It's not anymore. So now you have to be mindful as labor has gone up, so in the same token, about the same percentage increase, buildings have gone up. So, for us, we got rid of racks, we got rid of aisles, we work 30 feet high in all of our buildings. So now we're consuming all of the space that you would see above us. Right. In a lot of warehouses you and I go into, 6-7 feet is about all we're doing, and we're heating and cooling 30 feet above us. So that's probably the biggest thing. But the other area not about us is packaging. It is a big to do, and there's a lot of downstream effects with packaging, sustainability, all that type of stuff. So I think that those two areas, automating the packaging side of your business, automating that pick and storage side, are the two areas that I'm most fascinated by and of the things that I see here.
Interesting. And so now are you guys, because you don't do packaging right now through Nimble, is that something that's coming in the future that you're working on, or is there maybe a particular solution that you like?
So that's one of the few areas that we are not going to try to recreate the wheel. There's really good providers out there, but what we have done is incorporated some of our traditional robotic pick and place robots and incorporated that into automated packouts. So for example, taking that and applying it to where we have auto baggers, so product, soft goods, apparel, things that don't require packaging, we can now take order totes, robotic pick them, then robotic pack them into an auto bag. So now we can pick through ship without a person being involved in that type of profile.
Interesting,
But the actual machine, not us.
Yeah, okay, all right, good to know. And I think that is an exciting space too, because there's so much to gain in that area, not only from just a more efficiency standpoint, but then also from the sustainability side. You look at some of the right size packaging and things like that. But I love that you kind of repurpose some of your robots too to be able to help in that area as well. So very interesting there. And I'm curious, as you look at Nimble and you look to the future, what do you guys kind of, and I said before that I feel like you guys are kind of already in the future with the level of automation that you're doing. But what do you see as the future for Nimble?
Well, we have a long roadmap, right? We ultimately see ourselves as a fully autonomous supply chain company. So we want to be able to take from inbound dock to outbound dock and everything in it. So we're really heading towards that lights out warehouse mentality. And then ultimately, there's some concepts that we're working on that actually put robotics in delivery vehicles as an example. So when we say end to end, we really mean end to end. So those are some of the big things. So like the next stage for us is sortation for parcels with our same robotic system, trailer loading and unloading, obviously more things associated with automating that pack out process. A lot of our labor lives on a dock, whether it's inbound, outbound, or whatever. And then we ultimately got to get stuff off the trucks and into our system. So we want to automate that induction. So there is a very long series of R&D components, and then the last and the longest, and probably the area I'm most excited about, is that transportation component of putting what we're doing with robotics into a last mile delivery vehicle.
Interesting. And so is that the robot is inside sorting packages, or for the actual like delivery from the truck?
So the end concept is inventory will be placed very close to customers. So maybe that's shipped from store, maybe that's localized warehouses. Doesn't matter what the form factor it is, but really when your last location is all I got to do is put on a truck and it goes to a delivery and I don't go into a hub. You and I don't need packaging. There's zero value in packaging other than we need it to get through a UPS network, a FedEx network, a postal network, whatever, because they got to survive, miles and miles and touches, all that stuff. So ultimately what we see is getting raw units on the truck and being able to pick at a unit level and bypass. And so basically 8 hours later, I can delay my cutoff time, and I can, instead of actually having to pick it to put it in a box to put a label on it, I just get raw units on a truck and I can pick to the order in the order of the stops. And so I'm buying myself basically 8 to 10 hours that are typically unproductive, that are just driving down, and we can pick basically on the route detail.
Oh wow, interesting. So it's almost like the micro fulfillment center on wheels.
That's exactly what it boils down to.
Very interesting. I think that's fantastic, and definitely interested to see how that kind of develops and what that looks like in the end, and how that continues to grow. So as we look towards the future, we'll say 5 years from now, what does a warehouse look like 5 years from now?
I think we're going to be awfully close to lights out. I don't know that we truly actually turn the lights out, because we still got to have QA, QC technicians. There's still some people in the warehouse, but at least the way I see our roadmap and our timelines on it, I think we're going to have automated from pick through ship. And I think we'll be putting some of those automated trucks on the road. So the rate of innovation is quick, and basically the future is now, and we're working to get even more down that pathway as soon as we can.
Absolutely, and I think that's very interesting, and definitely interested to see how Nimble continues to grow and develop, and how you guys build out those automation solutions. And I'm definitely looking forward still to that invite for the New Jersey location.
Yes.
Backyard.
Yes, we will get you into New Jersey at some point in time. We'd love to have you in there.
So hopefully we can get a peek behind the curtain at some point. I'm putting on camera here, and so we can see that. So Jonathan, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. If people want to learn more about Nimble and what you do, what's the best way to do that?
It's as simple as nimble.ai is our website. Obviously, I'm also on LinkedIn, so you can find me on Jonathan Briggs on LinkedIn. Those are the two easiest and fastest ways to get in touch with us.
All right, and we'll definitely put all that information in the show notes here in the description so people can easily find it. So thank you once again to Jonathan of Nimble for joining me here.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.